Now turning to the latest in California wildfires, President Biden and Vice President Harris convened their team over the weekend to receive the latest updates on the firefighting and how federal resources are supporting the state and local efforts. Local, state, and federal firefighters continue their fire suppression and containment efforts across Los Angeles. They are making progress, but to be clear, the situation remains extremely active, especially as winds pick up again. These firefighters and other emergency personnel are heroes. Many have lost their own homes and belongings and are working day and night to protect communities that remain at risk. At the President's direction, hundreds of federal personnel, including aerial and ground support, are in California to assist with firefighting efforts and to help communities. Hundreds of firefighters from neighboring states, including Arizona, Oregon, Washington, Utah, Colorado, Idaho, New Mexico, and Texas, have also traveled to Los Angeles to help. Amidst the devastation, we are also seeing bright pockets of hope and community as neighbors help neighbors by donating food, clothes, coffee, hygiene products, diapers, formula, and much more. Volunteers are working around the clock to organize donations, old and new, and Americans across the country are coming together to help those in need. The best of America shines through, even in the darkest moments. Later this afternoon, the President and the Vice President will be briefed by key federal officials. Our administration remains laser focused on helping those impacted, and we will continue to use every tool available to support the firefighting efforts. And finally, before I turn it over to our National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan, I just want to acknowledge April Ryan, who has been covering the White House for 28 years as of today. Thank you for your service and congratulations on this milestone as one of the longest serving Black White House correspondents. I always appreciate your, okay, yes ma'am. Correct, correction made at the podium. The longest serving Black White House correspondents. Congratulations. We always appreciate your tough questions, our back and forths, and your persistence in this room. And so congratulations. And with that, I have our National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan, to speak more about the foreign policy speech today and any of your questions. Last time to see you at the podium.
We can do a separate briefing later.
Okay. Don't put anything out there, please.
Some Republicans are saying that wildfire aid should be tied to increasing the debt ceiling. What does the administration make of that, and what are the plans for continuity for people that are wondering about what the next week could hold for them?
Yeah, so look, I'm not going to get into these hypotheticals and potentials of policies and what's going to happen moving forward. We are very much focused on what's happening on the ground, helping local and state officials, and certainly we see what the brave firefighters are doing to trying to contain these wildfires, protecting lives and property, and it has been just amazing to watch this certainly unprecedented event. And so what we're going to do on the federal level, as you've heard this president, we've read out calls that he's done, briefings that he's done. You've seen him in person, take questions from your colleagues about the federal response here. And what we want to do is ensure that we provide every resource available to firefighters, to first responders. And so we will. Our commitment right now is to continue to support the communities on the ground through different disaster assistant programs and federal government that the federal government could certainly provide. And so that's our focus. Not going to get into what it could look like down the road. What we want to do is make sure that we are dealing with this unprecedented, horrific, catastrophic moment that we're seeing Southern California having to deal with. And we are very appreciative of firefighters, first responders, and obviously the community that we're seeing on the ground is certainly heartwarming.